Greetings, everybody. Dr. Joe Dispenza here. I wanted to take a moment and personally welcome you to the You Are the Placebo meditations. We do changing beliefs and perceptions because we now know that when you accept, believe, and surrender to any thought without analysis, you begin to program your autonomic nervous system to make its own pharmacy of chemicals that allow your brain and body to literally live in the future. So when you open your focus, that's the moment different compartments of your brain that were no longer communicating with each other because they have been programmed by the hormones of stress begin to work in a more unified fashion. And so if you're focusing on objects and people and things and places, and you're living under the gun of the fight or flight nervous system, your brain mimics the exact same place your attention is. So your brain gets very incoherent. So there's a reason why we do it. We're going to ask you to take your time and stay present, and it will be a beginning step for you. And if you continue or become more interested in this work, we will use that to build greater understandings and do other practices. We now know that you and I are at our absolute best when we get out of the way. And when we get out of the way, that's the moment that intelligence that's giving us life, the power within us, can begin to work with us. And again, when we've measured hundreds and hundreds of people, that when they get beyond their bodies, when they forget that they have a body, when they forget that they have an identity, when they forget that they're a face, or they forget that they own certain things, or they forget that they are in any place, and they get beyond time. When they become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, they become pure consciousness. And only when you are pure consciousness, only when you are a thought alone, are you able to heal or change by thought alone. Which means then, when you get to that place in that infinite blackness, where you are no longer identifying as a person, as a body, living in this particular environment and living in linear time, the moment you are pure consciousness, that's the moment you walk through the door to the quantum field. You can't walk through the door to the quantum field as a somebody. You have to walk through the door as a nobody. And so we'll allow you to linger in this place. Don't be afraid of it. There's no light there, there's no people there, there's no things there, there's no place to go. You're in the part of the atom that's 99.999% possibility. And I want you to get comfortable in that place. When you come out of your resting state, I'm going to ask you to become more energy and less matter. And when you make that decision, there's a level of finality to it that says that your body now is no longer in the past. And when you do that properly and you come out of your resting state, your body is being signaled emotionally, and new genes are being activated, and you are literally changing your biological state by changing your energy. I hope you enjoy it. Now, can you rest your awareness in the space between your eyes in space? And can you sense the energy of space between your eyes in space? And now, can you become aware of the space between your temples in space, and can you sense the volume of space between your temples in space? And now, can you become aware of the space that your nostrils occupy in space? And can you sense the volume of space that the inside of your nose occupies in space? And now, can you become aware of the space between your tongue and the back of your throat in space? And can you sense the volume of space that the back of your throat occupies in space? And now, can you sense the energy of space around your ears in space? And can you feel the energy of space beyond your ears in space? And can you become aware of the space below your chin in space. And can you feel the volume of space around your neck, in space? And now, can you sense the space beyond your chest in space? And can you feel the energy of space around your chest? In space. And now, can you become aware of the volume of space beyond your shoulders in space? And can you sense the energy of space around your shoulders in space? And now, can you become aware of the space behind your back in space? And can you feel the energy of space beyond your spine in space? And now, can you rest your awareness in the space between your thighs, in space, and can you sense the energy of space connecting your knees in space? And now, can you sense the volume of space around your feet? In space? Can you rest your awareness in the space between your eyes in space? And can you sense the energy of space between your eyes in space? And now, can you become aware of the space between your temples in space? And can you sense the volume of space between your temples? And can you sense the volume of space that the back of your throat occupies in space? And now, can you sense the energy of space around your ears in space. And can you feel the energy of space beyond your ears in space? And can you become aware of the space below your chin in space? And can you feel the volume of space around your neck in space? And now, can you sense the space beyond your chest in space? And can you feel the energy of space around your chest in space? And now, can you become aware of the volume of space beyond your shoulders in space? And can you sense the energy of space around your shoulders in space? And now, can you become aware of the space behind your back in space, and can you feel the energy of space beyond your spine? In space. And now, can you rest your awareness in the space between your thighs, in space? And can you sense the energy of space connecting your knees in space? And now, can you sense the volume of space around your feet? In space? And can you feel the energy of space beyond your feet? In space. And can you become aware of the space around your entire body in space? And can you sense the energy of space beyond your body in space. And now, can you become aware of the space between your body and the walls of the room? In space. And can you sense the volume of space that the entire room occupies? In space. And now, can you become aware of the space that all of space occupies? In space. And can you sense the space that all of space takes up? In space. And now it's time to become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, in no time. To become pure consciousness, to become an awareness in the infinite field of potentials, and to invest your energy into the unknown. And the longer you linger in the unknown, the more you draw a new life to you. Simply become a thought in the blackness of infinity, and unfold your attention into no thing, into no body, into no time. And if you, as the quantum observer, find your mind returning to the known, to the familiar, to people, to things or places in your known familiar reality, to your body, to your identity, to your emotions, to time, to the past or the predictable future, simply become aware that you are observing the known, and surrender your consciousness back into the void of possibilities, and become no one, no body, no thing, nowhere, in no time, unfold into the immaterial realm of quantum potentials. And the more you become awareness and possibility, the more you create possibility and opportunity in your life. Stay present. And can you become aware of the space around your entire body in space? And can you sense the energy of space beyond your body? In space. And now, can you become aware of the space between your body and the walls of the room? In space. And can you sense the volume of space that the entire room occupies? In space. And now, can you become aware of the space that all of space occupies in space? And can you sense the space that all of space takes up in space? And can you teach your body emotionally what it is to be in this future? Come on, open your heart and believe in possibility. Be lifted. Fall in love with the moment and experience that future now. And now, surrender your creation to a greater mind for what you think and experience in the realm of possibility. If it is truly felt, will manifest in some future time from waves of possibilities into particles in reality, from the immaterial to the material, from thought to energy into matter. And now surrender your new belief. Into a field of consciousness that already knows how to organize the outcome in a way that's perfect for you. Planting a seed in possibility. Now, what was that second belief or perception that you wanted to change about yourself and your life? And does it serve you to continue believing and perceiving in this way? If not, it's time to make a decision with such firm intention that the amplitude of that decision carries a level of energy that causes your body to respond to a new mind, and that the choice that you make is final, and that your decision becomes an experience that you never forget. Come out of your familiar resting state and change your energy so that matter is lifted to a new mind. Come on, become empowered. Be moved by your own energy. And let the energy of the choice rewrite the subconscious programs neurologically in your brain and emotionally and genetically in your body, and make the choice be greater than your past. And let your biology be changed by your energy. Be inspired. And now, surrender that belief to a greater intelligence. Simply let go and give it up to the field of possibilities, returning it back to energy. Now take your left hand and place it over your heart. And I want you to bless your body, that it be lifted to a new mind. And bless your life, that it be an extension of your mind. Bless your future, that it never be your past. And to bless your past, that it turns to wisdom. To bless the adversity in your life, that it initiates you into greatness, and that you see the hidden meaning behind all things. To bless your soul, that it wake you up from this dream, and to bless the divine in you, that it moves in you, that it moves through you, and that it move all around you. So that it show cause in your life. finally, I want you to give thanks for a new life before it's made manifest, so that your body, as the unconscious mind, begins to experience that future now. For the emotional signature of gratitude means the event has already happened. And now bring your awareness back to a new body, to a new life. Into a whole new future time. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.